Namaste, everyone, and welcome back to our Subtle Energies webinars. Today, we are going to speak on how we are going to enhance our own immunity. In our previous webinars, we did speak on stress and anxiety and how meditation, pranayams, sound vibrations, affirmations can help to overcome stress, anxiety, fear, as the ancients had given us these very tools when we went through the same cycle 5,000 years ago, together with yoga, diet, exercise, and even aromatics and herbs. We had disturbed the elements, the Panch Mahabhutas, as we call them in Ayurveda, even then. And we are again doing this in this cycle. We have to understand that we are made up of the same elements, and we are this tiny microcosm of this vast macrocosm, the universe. So just yesterday, a friend of mine directed me to our Sydney Morning Herald newspaper. There was a very pertinent article on this very concept. It states that the coronavirus pandemic is an opportunity to redesign urban green spaces. Experts are saying, arguing that biodiverse natural environments help prevent illnesses like allergies and asthma, improve mental and physical health, as well as generate employment. A new study from Adelaide University found that reintroducing a diverse array of native plants to public spaces can help strengthen people's immune systems by exposing them to beneficial microbes, including bacteria. So this shows us how much we need to be in harmony with nature and incorporate nature more and more into our lives, as opposed to destroying nature by overdevelopment, through overmining, through deforestation, leading to a depletion of good bacteria, our good soil, and destabilizing Mother Nature. Now, let us look at our own nervous system, which we need to balance, simultaneously boosting our immune system. Our nervous system is made up of two components, the autonomic nervous system. The two components are the sympathetic nervous system, which is fear, fight, flight, and the parasympathetic, which is rest, relax, repair. Now, we need both these components in order to function in our daily lives. However, with our busy lifestyles, our rat race that we were in, and now all of a sudden we have come into this state of uncertainty, we are more or less very often living in the sympathetic state of being. And what is the sympathetic state? How does that happen? Well, when you wake up in the morning and you get ready to go from point A to B, fighting the traffic, then you are in your work environment where there are stresses and challenges. You actually just keep your adrenal rush going, and you carry all these stresses home, and you're not tuning off. You're supposed to tune out at that point of time. Also, environmental stresses such as the electromagnetic radiation, which comes out of our computers. As wonderful as modern technology is, we are so addicted to it that even at night, we look at our computers, we look at our phones. The blue light from it is disturbing our circadian cycle. And we are not able to then get into that rest, relax, repair state of being. So even if you've had your sleep, you wake up very often with adrenal fatigue, because when you are in the sympathetic mode, excessive sympathetic mode, you are actually having an impact on your adrenals, on your cortisol levels, which go haywire, thereby impacting on the hormonal imbalance, and that also compromises your immunity. Uh, we have to therefore understand that there has to be a balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. You can actually steer yourself to the parasympathetic using the tools that we spoke of. And if you put that into your daily routine, then you will notice a big difference in your lifestyle. Now, in Ayurveda, we say all this comes from the mind. It is your mind which controls your senses and your body. And therefore, it is the mind that determines whether you want to progress using these tools or you are choosing to stagnate. There are three primordial attributes of the mind in Ayurveda: sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva is the pure, creative, harmonizing, nurturing aspect of the mind. Now, that is an intangible aspect. You then need to have some action. But too much action leads to aggression, which we call the rajasic attribute of the mind. You also need to have some stillness, because you can't keep on having action. However, overindulgence in stillness might even lead to lethargy, inertia, stagnation, which is the tamasic state of the mind. So we say that you need to have all these three gunas in balance. Very easy to say, but hard to achieve. Overactivity of the mind, which is the rajasic action of the mind or attribute, is like going into the sympathetic mode of the autonomic nervous system. Going into the lethargic stage, which is the tamasic attribute of the mind, is going into an excessive parasympathetic state. So this is just a comparison that I'm giving from the Ayurveda perspective and from the way we describe the sympathetic and parasympathetic in modern science. But it all starts from your thinking. Your thought forms have to be positive. As thought forms get imprinted, both negative and positive, in the ether, and that has an impact on us. Therefore, positive thinking has always been the first part of our practices. Paramahansa Yogananda has very wisely said that in whatever you do, you need to be actively calm and calmly active. Even the Zoroastrian philosophy that we come from, we pay utmost importance to the Vahu Mano, which is the good mind. And the Zoroastrian philosophy is based on three principles: Manashneed, Gavashneed, Kunashneed. Manashneed is good thoughts, out of which arise good words, which is Gavashneed. And that leads to good action, which is Kunashneed. There are tools that we can use, such as aromatics, which help greatly in bringing about focus and clarity to our thoughts. Essential oils, good quality essential oils, such as the tulsi, the holy basil, the lime, the sandalwood, can calm your mind, bring about focus and center, and aid you in your meditation. Also, they are very good for centering and grounding. Now, how do they work? They are not magic potions. They work through the olfactory system, and you can see a change immediately in your thinking in less than 2 seconds. If you will smell the oil of lime, you will immediately feel, even if you're very tired, uplifted. Or if you smell the oil of tulsi, which is the holy basil, you will actually feel focused. And this will happen very quickly. And I will explain to you how that happens through the olfactory system. It could be through vaporizing, could be through misting. It can even be through inhalation of the aroma which comes from using therapeutic blends which go through the hair follicles into the bloodstream, and they address the body on a cellular level, addressing the terrain of the body, whereby a change is noticed in a presenting condition in less than 48 hours if it is acute. If chronic, then you would use them like a prescriptive blend, a prescriptive medication for maybe a few days or a month. So, how does it work through the olfactory? The oils have got chemical constituents. Therefore, it is very important to have high grade essential oils. The chemical constituents go through the nasal mucosa and impact on the olfactory bulb, which has got over 6 million olfactory cells. It then goes through the blood-brain barrier, escaping into the bloodstream in the brain, impacting on the limbic region of the brain, which is the thalamus and the hypothalamus, where memories are stored. So they manage to release the memories and also release emotions. It is like the peeling of the layers of an onion. And you will get a response because it also impacts on the pituitary and the pineal gland. And a response is felt in less than 2 seconds. That's how quickly it works. Oils are the prana, the chi, the life force of the plant. They are also the defense mechanism of the plant. And therefore, most oils are antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial to a greater or lesser degree. Some of them also have phytoestrogens in them, and therefore they help in our hormonal balance. Our blends and subtle energies such as the bliss, the tranquility, the pitta do help in calming the mind. But you can also create your own with oils such as the mogra, the kevda, the gulhina, the sandalwood, the rukus. If you do not have those available, then you can use the Western aromatherapy oils such as the lavender, the clary sage, the vetiver, the jasmine, the rose, and you can blend it in good quality base oils such as the Brahmi or the Amla, which are powerful antioxidants and very rich in essential fatty acids. Again, if you don't have those available nearby wherever you are, you can even use a good quality jojoba or a sweet almond or avocado oil, which are easily available to you. Now, aromatics can be tools to assist you in taking you from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic easily. Another tool that we recommend in our clinics, and we have used it for many years, is the nasal oil. The nasal oil, which we use as a nasya. Ayurveda has this technique called nasya, where you actually do a mini nasya, which is called a pratimarsha nasya. Anu Taila, Anu means an atom, tail means oil, has over 20 herbs in it. It's a herbal oil decoction. It's a different method of processing oils in Ayurveda, where they take the full 20, say, uh, plant material and boil it in water, and then when it comes down to 1/4, they add equal quantity of black seed sesame. So it's a whole process that they do and let it evaporate. So that's the herbal oil decoction. When anu tail is used, it helps to go through the blood-brain barrier, and it balances the Vatic disorder, which has an impact on the nervous system, thereby giving you a good night's sleep and also balancing you in the morning. We use this a lot in our sleep programs, and we also recommend this as homework for our clients in our clinics. And we have seen amazing results with it, even with ADD, ADHD, and autistic children, and even adults. Now, in Ayurveda, we say that using these oils through the nose, or herbs through the nose, is far more potent than using it through the mouth. It's like an intravenous drip. And this nasya that we talk about is a mini nasya. It's called Pratimarsha nasya, because when you go for panchkarmas into Ayurveda retreats, it is recommended that the Ayurveda practitioners, the Ayurveda doctors, help you with this process. What comes to my mind is a young girl, about 8 years old, who came to my clinic and was labeled ADHD. Now, she was very restless because her mother had a new partner. However, they were all tired because they had very many sleepless nights. I gave her the Anu Tail because she refused to have a treatment. And I showed her how she can put it on her little finger and massage it into her nostrils, a drop in each, and then increase it to 2. And she was quite happy to do that, to take the responsibility. When she came the next week, she had stopped what she was doing before, being very restless. She got a good night's sleep that very night, according to her mother. Even the mother got a good night's sleep because I had asked her to use it. And then, of course, I did the Bowen technique on her, which is an amazing state-of-the-art Australian soft tissue therapy that we use, whereby we work through the fascia. Messages go through the receptors to the brain. Electrical impulses travel, the brain reverses the brain map, and the whole body starts rectifying itself. It's an amazing technique. And using that on her later on, together with the aromatics and the nasya, got her straight out of her condition. And we have done this for very many children, and thereby avoided their being labeled as ADD, ADHD, and even for autistic kids, this comes in very helpful. Now, even your diet and activity impact your thoughts, because diet, for example, if you eat excessive spicy food, which is rajasic foods, that has an impact on your nervous system and also leads to aggression, even affecting your thought form. Tamasic foods such as gluggy, cold, heavy foods, again leads you into stagnation and lethargy of your body and your mind. With activity, having a balance of both calming activities such as meditation and pranayams, together with yoga and exercise, creates a perfect synergy. And of course, doing it all at the right time is also very important. Like, you can't go running just before you go to sleep. In our last webinar, we spoke about the three nadis, whilst we explained the basic techniques of meditation, including a simple pranayama, such as breathing in to the count of 4, holding to the count of 4, and letting go to the count of 4, as that is very crucial for your nervous system. The three main nadis that we spoke of at that time were the Sushumna Nadi, which is the astral spine with all the chakras on it, the Ida Nadi on the left side, which is lunar, and the Pingala Nadi on the right, which is the solar Nadi. And these three are subdivided into 14, 14 into 72, and 72 into 72,000 nadis. Now, even a simple Nadi Shodhan, which is the alternate nostril breathing, can greatly help in bringing about a state of homeostasis, even in a time of stress. Because what you're doing is you're balancing this thermostat that we have right within us. And that has an impact on the nervous system, but it also helps to balance the prana throughout the body on a cellular level. We had also discussed sound vibration and how sound vibration, like the omnipresent sound of the Om, we actually practiced it in our last webinar, and how that resonates throughout your being on a cellular level and impacts on your health and well-being. You can also break this up into Ah, O, The Ah would have an impact on your digestive, the O on your respiratory, and the on your mind. We learned this many years ago from Raju, a yoga therapist who we know extremely well, and he is part of our Subtle Energies team. We have given this technique to our clients over the years, and we have used it ourselves. About 3 years ago, my husband, Sharia, had a major surgery, 2 major surgeries, in fact, one after the other, within a span of 5 months. And he could soon, post-surgery, he could barely move, obviously. He had difficulty in breathing. His digestive was shocking because his colon, his bowel movement was not there. And we started him off with just this simple technique of Ah, O, And we will be sending you a recording of it, when we send you a recording of this webinar with Raju demonstrating both this and the alternate nostril breathing. We did that on him. It helped him greatly with the respiratory, with the digestive, and with the bowel movement, together with the Bowen technique, which I spoke of just earlier on. And it helped the body to rectify itself very gently, but very efficiently. We also used the aromatics on him. We used highly antimicrobial essential oils. And that itself helped to sustain his immunity with the right diet. It was very surprising when they had an influenza infection going around the wards. He was the only one who was not impacted by it. And even the nurses were surprised, and the doctors. And he eventually progressed into his rehabilitation because he was there for over a month each time. And that brought him out very quickly into maintaining his health and well-being, following these simple practices on a daily basis, even till now. So sound vibration and breath helps in calming your nervous system and strengthening your immunity simultaneously. Now let us look at immunity from an Ayurveda perspective. In Ayurveda, we say that the ojas has to be strong in order to have a strong immune system. Ojas or oja is your very essence, your rasas, your juices, which have to be maintained. Depletion of the ojas leads to depletion of your immune system, and it impacts on all levels, including the nervous system. We have a branch in Ayurveda, the 8 branches of medicine that we have. We have a branch called Rasayana. Rasa is your juices, and how to rejuvenate your rasas using all these tools that we spoke about, the herbs, the aromatics, the vibrational sound technique, the pranayams. All these would help you in getting about strengthening these systems. In Ayurveda, we say eating nutritious food helps you in nourishing the dhatus, the 7 dhatus, the 7 tissues, and that helps in balancing your ojas and strengthening your ojas. So when you first eat food, it goes and strengthens the rasa tissue, which is the plasma, the juices. From there, it goes and transports the nutrition into rakta, which is the blood. From rakta, it goes into mamsa, the muscle tissue. From mamsa, it goes into medha, which is the adipose tissue. From the adipose tissue, it goes and nourishes the asthi, the bone tissue. From the bone tissue, it goes into majja, which is the bone marrow and the nerve tissue. And finally, it nourishes the most important tissue, which is the shukra dhatu. And the shukra dhatu, the reproductive tissue, has to be strong if you want to have a good procreation. And therefore, it is very vital that we nurture ourselves, nourish ourselves with the right diet, with the right foods, not being excessive in any form or shape, because that then the surplus of each tissue gets accumulated, and that is what we call ojas. And therefore, overindulgence in your diet, overindulgence in any activity, overindulgence in sex, overindulgence in anger can also lead to depleting this essence. Now, this is from a physical angle, but ojas is also from the mind, the juices of the mind. The vitality of your very being depends on how good and strong your oja is, and you can see it in a person. In fact, Dr. Robert Swoboda has explained it very well in our conference, which took place on the 9th and 10th of May. And food, when eaten properly, addresses and nourishes all the 7 tissues, and the juices or rasas get nourished. Now, my professor in Ayurveda, Professor Dr. P.H. Kulkarni, from whom I have learned a lot, always emphasizes that in Ayurveda, food is referred to as medicine. The chemistry of herbs and foods in Ayurveda is determined by rasa, which is the taste, virya, which is the potency, and vipak, which is the post-digestive. Now, rasa are the 6 tastes, which is sweet, bitter, astringent, pungent, salty, and sour. Now, we need to combine it to create a synergy. I'm going to talk of this. I mean, there's a lot to this science, which I call the chemistry of Ayurveda, the ancient chemistry. There's a lot to it, but I'm going to give it to you in a very basic way. Just an example, if you combine sweet, bitter, and astringent, it helps to pacify the digestive fires and bring them into balance so they are not excessive. If there is an excessive pitta disorder, because fire and water energy is the pitta dosha. However, if there is a kaphic disorder, like the water and earth elements are out of order, which leads to stagnation and also storing of fatty tissue, then this sweet, bitter, and astringent would only increase that disorder. So therefore, you would have to use arousing herbs such as pungent, bitter, and astringent. That would help to pacify the kaphic disorder. Another example that I can give you very quickly is using, say, herbs like the cumin seed and the coriander seed. We use that a lot in our Ayurveda cooking, as some of you may know. Now, cumin is very pungent in its rasa. Its potency is hot, and its post-digestive is also pungent. Sometimes the post-digestive changes, but in this case, it stays pungent. So an excess of it can lead to acidity and disruption of the digestive fires. Therefore, combining the coriander seed creates a perfect synergy, because coriander seed is bitter and astringent. Therefore, it pacifies the digestive fires. The potency is warming. However, the post-digestive attribute is sweet. So therefore, it helps to balance and create a perfect synergy in your digestive fires. This is the way we combine different herbs, different foods, and create that synergy for having a well-balanced diet. I also use this principle when blending aromatic essential oils for therapeutics in Ayurveda aromatherapy. This way, you're combining the right tastes and potencies and post-digestive aspects of the herbs and the foods, synergizing them to suit your body and condition. Now, let us expand a little on what we recommend in our clinics to our clients as basic homework or dinacharya, a daily routine with their diet. Ayurveda connects any disorder with, firstly, to the liver and the gut. There is also a lot of education now on the microgut biome, where there is a lot of research connecting the bacteria in our gut to our immunity. And Ayurveda was very aware of it all those years, thousands of years ago. It's a time-tested science. We also look at alkalizing the blood, especially for people with high pitta disorders, which is the fire and water element, which is the pittic dosha, where there is high acidity and inflammation. Combining naturopathic concepts such as simple green superfoods like the barley grass, the wheat grass, the alfalfa, the chlorella, helps to alkalize the blood. Also, using chlorophyll liquid in your water is amazing in how it alkalizes the blood. And with strengthening foods, boosts your immune system. In Ayurveda, we use a very common, gentle, yet dynamic formula of the three berries called the triphala. Three meaning three, phala, fruits. They are amlaki, haritaki, bibitaki. Amlaki and haritaki are very powerful antioxidants which help get rid of the free radicals in your body, especially when you have got a very congested liver. And it also helps with your bowel movement because it detoxifies the liver. It's also very good for the eyesight, and it has very many other benefits. How do you use it? You would put 1 to 2 teaspoons of Triphala powder in hot water, cook it, and then you would drink it like a shot, putting a little cold water so that it's not very hot, drinking it warm, and then keeping a glass of warm to hot water and drinking over it. If somebody is having a very dry constitution, we recommend they cook the Triphala in ghee and have it and then drink the hot water over it. Now, what is ghee? Ghee is clarified butter. In Ayurveda, it is called amrit or nectar. Though it is saturated fats, it's got this unique prabhav or energetics whereby it helps to nourish on a cellular level. Every tissue gets nourished and balanced with ghee. However, if somebody has got a kaphic disorder of accumulating fats or has a kaphic constitution, then we recommend not to have 2 teaspoons of ghee, but having just 1 teaspoon of ghee. For cancer patients, we have used Triphala a lot when they are going through their chemo and radiotherapy, because that's when the liver gets congested. And a classic example was of this young boy who had leukemia. And he used to come to our clinic and we used to treat him with Bowen therapy, which helps in minimizing the side effects of chemo and radio greatly. We always say we complement conventional medicine. So we are not interfering with their medication. We are just supporting their immune system and sustaining them with minimal side effects with use of Bowen technique, aromatics, and herbs. Now, he had to go for chemo regularly to the hospital. So we didn't see him for a while. His blood report showed that the triglycerides had really gone way high, impacting on his liver. So his mother got him to our clinic, to us, and we worked on him with the Bowen technique, and we also gave him Triphala tablets. Within a week, his triglycerides had come back to normal. It was very interesting, and even the doctors and nurses were very happy. And of course, we used aromatic blends as well, especially the facial blend of the mogra, the rose, and sandalwood in ahoba and ashwagandha was his favorite blend because it helped to calm his nervous system down as he was getting very stressed. So environmental toxicity, such as pollution, pesticides, and genetically modified foods, as well as constant use of medications, lead to an imbalance in the gut and the body. In Ayurveda, we always look at the liver and the gut, even for skin disorders, because we then address their diet, their liver function, and the gut together with appropriate herbs and therapeutic blends. Oswald Wrench and Elaine Wrench, our Bowen founders, always speak of the gut as being our second brain, very much in line with what we say in Ayurveda. Also, an infusion that assists with inflammation is just putting a tablespoon of coriander seed overnight in a glass of water and then drinking that infusion in the morning. It helps to flush out the excess salts in the kidney, and it also helps with bringing down inflammation, as coriander seed has got the linoleic acid and cineol, and that is wonderful for even joint pain, swelling, because it has anti-rheumatic and anti-arthritic properties. All these tools and more can help to keep the gut clean and alkalize the blood along with an alkalizing diet. If the gut is depleted due to infection, We also recommend our clients to have slippery elm, which is a very gentle herb, lines the guts, and it's also very good for inflammation. Avoiding white bread, white sugar, white salt, even white rice helps in bringing down the inflammation in your body. And uh, it is amazing how uh, just doing these simple things will help you, especially with white rice. Dr. Jerry Bodeka gave us a very good discussion and a talk on it, especially the basmati rice, because Indians love it. And there is a real high rise of type 2 diabetes because of this, because white basmati polished rice increases the blood sugar, whereas unpolished rice is supposed to break down the sugar. Even looking at blood group diets helps greatly in bringing down inflammation. My husband and I are classic examples of it, because we used to have chicken and we were told, being blood group B, we should avoid chicken. And we started that. We don't eat meats anyways, but we also stopped chicken. And I realized that my blood test showed my CRP levels came right down to normal after I just used the simple advice. Another wonderful tool, which is a powerful antioxidant, is Shatavari. Shatavari means a woman with 100 husbands. It is the Asparagus racemosa, and we have a wonderful formula, which is with cardamom and saffron in it. And I have used it a lot for people with depression, anxiety, especially postnatal depression. And it is also great for hyperacidity. And just using 2 teaspoons of Shatavari in either warm almond milk or oat milk, or even unhomogenized milk, morning and night, helps calm down the nervous system. It's a great hormonal balancer. It's a great tonic. And I have seen very positive results giving it to women with postnatal issues. And also it is a great galactagogue, which is, it enhances the breast milk. Now, you can also use it together with turmeric, cooking the turmeric in unhomogenized milk or almond milk or oat milk. It is the what we call the golden milk these days. And add the Shatavari to it with black pepper and have it at night. It will take you straight into the parasympathetic state of being, and it is a very strengthening tonic. For the mind, cooling herbs like the Brahmi and Jatamansi. The Brahmi is the Bacopa monnieri, and the Jatamansi is the Indian spikenard, are wonderful, together with ashwagandha, which is the Withania somnifera. It calms the nervous system, the mind, and it also is a great rasayana. In Ayurveda, we have the rasayana branch. Rasayana means rejuvenators, to rejuvenate your rasa, your juices. Ashwagandha is very, very popular these days, but we have to bear in mind that it is warming, and so it can be a bit heaty for some body types. Therefore, to synergize it with cooling herbs such as the Brahmi and the Shatavari, and taking it that way would help to create a synergy to balance an inflammatory disorder. Adding turmeric, ginger, cumin, coriander, and curry leaves to your diet also helps to invigorate your immune system. Turmeric, as you know, is a wonderful, versatile herb. Professor calls it the well-wisher of women. It is a great adaptogen. And what is an adaptogen? It is a non-toxic substance, especially plant extracts that increase the body's ability to resist the damaging effects of stress and promote or restore normal physiological functioning. So turmeric and also tulsi are those herbs which you can use. Another herb that we recommend is Sito Paladi Churna. Sito Paladi is another generic formula which we even use on children because it's excellent for the respiratory system. It has got the black cardamom, the bamboo shoot, the mishra, which is the rock sugar, and it has got the long pepper and cinnamon in it. And it is an amazing booster for your immune system as well. It's a great tonic, having a little in honey morning and night, especially when you have fluish symptoms or coughs or congestion. It breaks up the phlegm. But also remember that it also has, because it has cardamom in it, cardamom has anti-inflammatory properties, and it is also an antioxidant. Now, I also recommend for my clients and also for myself in winter to make a simple decoction with chunks of ginger, cumin, coriander seeds, ajwan seeds, tulsi, cinnamon, cardamom, clove. Boil it in 4 cups of water, bring it down to 2 cups, and then you can add the juice of a lime, fresh juice, and put the skin in it because the skin has got bioflavonoids. And then after a minute, you can add a tablespoon of honey, and you have it morning, afternoon, night. It will help you on a cellular level, nourishing your body, and also helping your lymphatics and your circulation. Chyawanprash is another wonderful formula which has got over 30 herbs, which is a great rejuvenator. Of course, you would also add your supplements such as vitamin C, vitamin D, omega-3, which can be through flaxseed oil or a good quality fish oil to assist your nervous system and your immunity. Now, let us very quickly look at the aromatics again, the wonderful aromatics, which can help greatly in enhancing our immunity and how they can impact you, as I spoke to you, through the olfactory and through the hair follicles, addressing you on a cellular level. In Ayurveda, we say that the skin is the largest organ that can eat. So what you would not put in your mouth, you would not put on your skin. Using high-grade therapeutic essential oils is very important for that reason. And for your immune system, we have amazing oils like the Mussooese, which has got the tulsi, the clove, the kunze, the cinnamon. And we also have the botekis, which has got the kunze, the eucalyptus, the ginger, the black pepper. And a lot of these oils are rich in phenolic compounds and sesquiterpenes. So they have phenols like the eugenol, the thymol, the carvacrol. So they're highly antimicrobial. And these combination of the essential oils are anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. They are also tonifying, and they are immunostimulants. So using them on your body, it is an amazing way of addressing your systems, even your lymphatics, on a daily basis, which we call aromatic dressing. Aromatic dressing is dressing the body inside out, and I'll talk of it right now when I talk about your daily routine. But just to let you know that we use these aromatic blends even for our cancer patients because their immunity is compromised. And some of these, when they are on radio and chemo, their sense of smell is impacted. So we can even use just the oil of Brahmi alone. And that itself helps to desensitize them. Thereby, we can use other blends to help them. Now, with all these tools, one can create a basic dinacharya or a daily routine. A simple morning ritual of warm water is very important, because what does warm water do? Warm water dilates all our channels. It helps to flush out all the undigested material, which we call ama in Ayurveda. And it also helps with our digestive system, with the movement of the bowel to flush things out. So having warm water, in fact, throughout the day is very therapeutic. A lot of people have ice cold water. Ice cold constricts. My grandmother always said, for any disorder, she would say, just go and have a glass of warm water throughout the day. Keep sipping it, because warm water helps on all levels. And Professor Mark Cohen spoke very well on water in the conference. Now, using the herbal oil decoctions in Ayurveda, like the Mahanarayan or Chandanbala, or even just using black seed sesame or the Brahmi early morning as a self-abhyang or self-massage, gets the ama to the surface. Stay in the early morning sun for about 10 minutes, 15 or half an hour is ideal. And that way, you can do your yoga, your meditation, you can do your nasya, you can also do the pulling, because, you know, we address all the gates, which are the orifices of our body. And pulling helps, which is just with a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, depending how much you can hold, of black seed sesame or coconut oil, helps to enhance the antibodies and helps with your digestion, getting rid of any harmful microbes. And then post shower, you do your aromatic dressing. Aromatic dressing is dressing the body inside out. You're dressing your internals and your external, from your feet going towards your heart, and from your limbs going towards the heart again. You are getting in touch with your body. You are also moisturizing and hydrating your body. And you are addressing the lymphatics, which is very, very important. And I want to also leave you with a simple Bowen technique for the breast. These days, a lot of women have breast cancers. So doing this every 5 days, together with your daily aromatic dressing, pushing the breast tissue down, slacking out. Let me put the screen a bit down so you can see me. Pushing it down, slacking out, and then coming in. Pushing the breast up and going the other way. Slacking in and coming out. Not sliding, but just slacking. Again, pushing the breast down, slacking out laterally, and coming in medially. And then pushing the breast up with your finger, coming in and then moving out laterally. You are working on the lymphatic nodes, and you will notice a big difference. You will save yourselves a lot of heartaches. So I thought I should give this to you. And of course, on an energetic level, make sure that you cover yourselves in a white light at all times. Say, this is my shield of protection through which no negativity can enter. Only positive energy can come through. Massaging your feet at night keeps disease away from the body, just as snakes stay away from the eagle, taking you into a beautiful parasympathetic state of being, having a good rest, relax, and repair. I'm leaving you now with a thought for this current times. If you follow a daily routine, do your meditation, do your pranayams, do your sound vibration, do your aromatic dressing, use the simple herbs that we spoke about, you will be able to strengthen yourself and you will be able to face life's adversities. When in stress, when there is a worry coming in, affirm to yourself, I am infinite spirit. I am endless bliss. On a soul level, you're all knowing, all caring, all loving, permanent. Have that thought in mind. And remember, there is a power that will light your way to peace, health, happiness, and success if you will but turn towards that light. By Paramahansa Yogananda. Thank you.
Farida, when you have low thyroid issues, or I guess hyperthyroid, are there any herbs or protocols that you use for this? From the Ayurveda perspective, I guess you have the Bowen and the other integrative approaches as well.
Well, for thyroid, of course, most people are on thyroxine, and that is important for you to be in touch with your physician and monitor it. However, what we have noticed is when people come in with thyroid imbalances, whether it's hypo or hyper, with use of aromatics, oils, especially the base oils of black seed sesame and jojoba help with balancing the thyroid. And of course, essential oils such as the mogra, the kevda, even the ashwagandha base oil helps greatly. But taking even herbs, simple herbs, as I spoke about, turmeric, because turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory. We do have Ayurvedic formulas, but that should be given by consulting an Ayurveda practitioner. But just simple herbs, and especially if you're deficient in iodine, then you would look at kelp, you would look at even having the jojoba seeds, and omega-3 would also help in balancing your thyroid, and coriander seed, which are very good for inflammation. As I spoke about the coriander, drinking the water may help. And we also use the Bowen technique on that thyroid cartilage. And if you have a Bowen practitioner nearby, I have seen amazing results with the balance coming in for the thyroid.
Thank you, Farida. And I think that also is a commitment to treatment as well, as well as rituals at home. Yes.
May I say yoga? I've seen great benefits with yoga. So consult a yoga therapist for your thyroid as well.
Thank you, Farida. And we have another question. When you have polycystic ovaries with irregular periods, would you have advice for working on insulin resistance, please?
Well, on insulin resistance, that you would have to work with your physician. I have treated a lot of, and I spoke on polycystic ovarian syndrome, even when I spoke at the conference. We have used herbs. We have also used aromatics, such as the Dauna. In fact, Dauna has helped greatly with this application of it and even putting neat patches of it. We also have Ayurveda formulas, which are excellent for PCOS. The Bowen therapy, especially the coccyx procedure that we do, actually helps in balancing the Vatic disorder that causes all these issues in the reproductive, especially the Aparna Vayu. And we have seen amazing results where periods do come on. I have also used reflexology for this, and I've seen women who have not had periods they have had it the very next day, using, specially working on the spleen 6 point on the leg, and also working on the ovarian and the uterine reflexes on the feet. So polycystic ovarian, polycystic ovary syndrome has become very common these days. And if you can have this daily routine, this daily practice, change your diet, in fact, using omega-3 helps greatly with it too. And we see the results. So change your lifestyle, change your diet. And I would also recommend going for a Panchkarma treatment to a good Ayurveda retreat. We have got them all over the world now, but look out for an authentic one. In India, we have got Dr. Ramkumar at Vaidyagrama in Coimbatore, or Care Retreat, which is near Pune in Mulshi Dam. And you can get the benefits if you go once a year for that. And also fasting would help greatly with these kind of syndromes. So include all these techniques that we spoke of in your daily routine, and you will see the benefit just as we have seen them with our clients over the years. Taking turmeric also helps because it's a great anti-inflammatory.
And I think, thank you, Farida. I think working on insulin resistance through that, yes, is a very big thing, because as Farida mentioned, you also have avoiding your white sugars, your white salt, your white rice, working on your diet, of course, not just with those things, but on a holistic view. Seeing a therapist for that, a naturopath, a consulting an Ayurvedic practitioner who understands that, but then the techniques used and your own home care, a combination of that and a commitment to that, you will always see results. And with polycystic ovary syndrome, it is a commitment to diet. It's a huge part, other than your exercise and other aspects as well. So with that, we would like to thank you very much for your time. For those in America, thank you for staying up.
And thank you all for joining us. God bless. Stay positive. Live in the moment. Live for the now.
Thank you, Farida. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.